Hi, everybody. Sorry we are a bit late here today. Today we are Zach here with Cire.
Yep.
Today we are working on dwarves.
Dwarves, yeah.
Dwarfs. And let's set the record straight. You are working on your KO.
KO dwarves.
Yeah, this is an army that you've been trying out a lot of interesting
Speed painting.
speed painting techniques. We will talk about what happens when a speed painting technique goes wrong.
Yeah.
Because we've both been there. Meanwhile, you guys may recall, if you were here Sunday, our local friend in the area, Bryce, picked up or sold us some of the Cities of Sigmar Dispossessed dwarves, which was actually really nice of him because currently those are going on eBay for really
Quite a bit.
Quite a bit.
A little bit of a markup.
Yeah, this thing sort of happened where they got good in Sigmar. At the same time they came out in Old World.
Yeah.
So everyone kind of wants these dwarves. So we ended up with some, and it is my task now to paint them, to get them to match our cities. So when I painted the Free Guild Steel Helms, I did like groups of 2 or 3 or 4. So I've got 4 of them here today, four little dispossessed city dwarves, and I'm gonna kind of batch paint them like that. It's a lot of metallic.
Yeah.
Our Cities of Sigmar army is mostly red, but the secondary color is yellow.
Yeah.
What I'm going to be
Very
doing...
McDonald's.
Yeah, what I'm going to be... Yellow and white is the other color. But honestly, it doesn't read quite that way because it's mostly metallic.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
What I'm going to be doing with these guys is kind of the opposite. The yellow is going to be kind of their main color.
Okay.
And then I'm going to fill in metallics today. Skin, beard is going to be white. I was thinking about, still including the red, I think.
Yeah.
But I'm also kind of thinking about using a little bit of blue, so I'm not sure where we'll go.
Blue, you can't do that.
No light blue? I love light blue, yellow, and white. It's like one of my favorite color combos.
It won't match the army.
Yeah, I think you're kind of right. Although it will, because they're going to be based the same. And the basing saves all, our little cobblestone bases here. Can you believe these guys are on 25s?
Yeah, the dwarves have truly fallen.
This is one on a 32 while I paint him. Don't you feel like he should at least be on a 28.5?
I think 28.5 is a sweet spot, but...
Yeah, I think 28.5 is like... I think a lot of things... I think 28.5, I think a lot of things...
Look at this little guy.
Yeah, I think a lot of things wish they were in 28.5s, huh? But it's just new. I think Deepkin, a lot of Night Haunt should be in 28.5s.
28.5 is the new standard, baby.
20.5 is hot. I like 25s though. I won't lie. I'm glad clan rats are on 25s. I will say this: if clan rats and goblins are in 25s, humans should be in 28.5s.
You think so?
I think humans are bigger than.
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah,
that's fair.
Humans and dwarves and elves should all be 28.5s. Maybe not elves. Elves should be 25s.
Elves should be some weird they're like 27.4.
Yeah, 27. Okay.
All right.
So that's
and I'm gonna be working on this.
Yeah. This is talk to us. What is your game plan today?
So this is an Iron Clad.
This
is the biggest. This is the centerpiece for Caradron Overlords. So I'm trying to accomplish 2 things today. One, I want to get this painted for the army, but I also started a Cursed City campaign with some friends recently. And if you don't know Cursed City, one of the main one of the setups is that you enter the city via a ship called the Adamant, which is a Caradron Overlord ship. I'm not sure if it's an ironclad or a frigate. They never mentioned, or they might have mentioned. But I know for a fact that there's a piece of cardboard that you use, and it has this face on it. So I'm assuming that the Adamant is supposed to be an ironclad ship.
Okay.
So I want to see if I can get this at least painted up to a standard so that I can use it on a game by Friday of Cursed City.
Yeah. I'm excited that you're playing Cursed City.
Yeah.
I'm excited, honestly, when I hear anytime anyone involved with our channel is capable of finding time to do something else other. And by something else, we all find time to do something else. I kind of more so mean like gaming time.
Yeah.
You and I actually played a game today.
Yeah, we did.
You and I, Cire and I just played an honest-to-goodness game. I think we knew we wouldn't get too far into it, which was a little bit of a bummer because it was actually
getting good.
It was shaping up to be quite a good game.
Yeah.
However, we will play this game on Monday.
That's right.
Yeah,
it's going to be...
Yep.
Not Soul Blight. Night Haunt.
Night Haunt.
The Maggotkin of Nurgle.
Yeah, I'm going to be actually bringing my Night Haunt list that I'm bringing for get this, Old Town Throwdown.
OTD.
And you might be like, well, that's not fair, Zach. You're taking a competitive list against Cire. Well, Cire...
we had some thoughts about maybe what could go up against Nighthaunt, and we were like, Miracle seems like maybe the thing.
Well, what could go up against Zach build? Not that it's anything special about me, but somebody building a competitive list for a competitive event.
Yeah.
Because in our channel, we kind of do that sometimes.
Yeah.
And then we put them up against each other, but we want the list to be fairly
fair.
Yeah, we want the game to be fun. So if it's two kind of crazy, powerful lists, that they go to, we don't want a chill list versus like a more powerful list, right?
Yeah.
But it's just, I don't know, man. I have to say that I'm not feeling like we have found a lot of that yet. I know I played my Nighthaunt list against Brett City's army.
Yeah.
But honestly, he did a pretty good job, man. I mean, like, it was kind of a close game until it wasn't. And these dwarves right here, I think, would probably have helped a lot.
Changed up the game a little bit.
But I don't know. We're kind of constantly being surprised.
Yeah.
By what's good and what's. I mean,
the gulf between what is good and what is like well enough to play is actually not that huge.
Exactly. I feel pretty confident right now that most matchups we set for our stream, I don't usually look at. I haven't really looked at anything and be like, whoa, that's gonna absolutely wreck that.
Yeah, I mean, even Vanguard, we thought were like, all right, maybe these are a bit too hot. I mean, there's counters.
Yeah,
there's plenty of counters.
I think like I'm ready to go my daughters into your Vanguard. I think it's got play.
Right.
So what I think, and sorry, don't take this the wrong way, because I think you know this is the case. What I think the case with something like Vanguard, they have a similar issue as Beastclaw Raiders, which is that to what they do well. Oh,
there's
what
a
happened?
bubble.
Oh, there's a bubble. Oh, you might have to do some cleaning. What they do well.
Mm-hmm. You want to help me with the...
Yeah. Isn't that hard to figure out?
No, it's a thing where you're only surprised once, right?
Yeah. So then what for you, the Vanguard player, you're gonna now need to learn how to
counter the counter
people. Yeah, how to not just run into your opponent and smash them.
But that's what I want to do.
Exactly. But a good opponent's you're gonna be like finding out that doesn't work as well. You'll be wait a sec.
All right, so you may have noticed the title of the stream is True Metallic Metal. This isn't a technique I use super often, so I'm kind of actually just figuring it out on my own right now. Like, I know the principles of it. So what I have right now is I have Vallejo Gunmetal Gray mixed in with a good amount of a matte black paint. So this is going to kill the shine a little bit, and then from here I'm going to go up a level and ditch the standard acrylic matte black. Trying to follow the shape of the model. So basically what I'm doing is over this black, I'm basically just putting like a very, very dark gray / black metal.
I'm so excited for this army to come to get on the table.
Yeah.
For our channel, I think it's going to be a really cool army. I'm not sure who we put up against it first. I think Daughters could be fun.
I think Daughters would murder these guys.
You think so?
Yeah.
Elves versus
Too
Dwarves?
fast.
Too fast? Okay. Geez, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. They're a weird army, right?
Your goal is your goal is that you're not exactly fast.
No.
It's just that you can kind of reset yourself up.
Yeah.
And that is a version of fast. But if somebody can, see, Daughters aren't that fast though, dude. Remember, like, I don't have.
You don't have advance and charge anymore, right?
Well, if I cast a spell, and I'm learning. I actually think in my game against John on Monday, I took 1 unit of 5 Doomfire Warlocks. I kind of think I want to try to figure out how to fit 2. I think Doomfire Warlocks are like wildly good.
They're like
because they're wizards.
Yeah.
And they are they are an impetus of the spell. They are run and charge. They are a source of that. JWA right now, Saray's using my airbrush. This is actually just a Badger Patriot 105. This is the airbrush I like to use. It's not actually Cire's normal airbrush, but I like to use it for the kind of stuff he's doing right now.
My personal recommendation, if you're looking at airbrushes, would be Tamiya.
Iwata.
Sorry, I keep saying Tamiya. Iwata. Is it Eclipse?
Eclipse.
No. There's two types. Eclipse, I think, is the slightly better brand, or the slightly upgraded airbrush.
Okay.
Maybe it is the Eclipse though.
I
It's
think
the
it's
one
the
that's like
Eclipse.
$95.
Yeah, that's the Eclipse. Yeah.
Yeah, that's pretty darn good.
Yeah.
All right. So this is where we're at, right? So it's almost like you can barely. It's like just a little metallic, right? I have not shown off any of these finished models yet because I haven't finished it.
Oh yeah. Wait, what did you just put on it?
So this is a 50-50 mix of gunmetal gray, Vallejo gunmetal gray, and just some regular black acrylic paint.
Okay. Interesting.
Yeah.
But that's cool looking. Yeah.
So this is just this is going to be the dark, like these are going to be the shadow colors, right? Next we're going to go with the standard gunmetal gray, and we're going to leave all the previous color in the shadows.
Very, very cool.
I do have to let it dry. I did miss a spot here, so I'm going to come in here again, and I missed some of the fins.
Hey, listen, folks. We don't like being pushy on our channel, but we are a channel trying to be a channel, trying to do the YouTube thing. And so we are okay being a little pushy every now and then. Today's the last day we did OneDrive during our AOS launch that we were pretty happy with, where we won 600 members.
Yeah,
and we got 600
we got it.
members.
We did it.
Pretty cool. We decided to go ahead and do a second one. We decided to be greedy. We kind of knew this one was a long shot, but we're hoping to increase our Mandrill count. That is our highest membership. So this just kind of talks about what you get when you're a member here at the channel. We keep our membership prices pretty low. That was a goal when we started the channel. We wanted low membership prices. We wanted people to not be spending so much of their hobby budget on us.
Yeah.
So we kept the Lab Rat price quite low at $4. I don't know that there's a Warhammer channel out there with such a low tier 1 membership price. Unless it's maybe like a $2 on a Patreon thing, I guess. People do that. But then our Lab Mandro, also not too expensive, only $8 a month. Now, with Lab Mandro, I think there's a lot of stuff here you can read, but I think the thing I would blab about, if I may for a moment, is one of my favorite things. One of the things I think we do that's super cool is we have these guest artists come and teach classes in our Discord.
Yeah.
We have 2 guest artists. We've just kind of finalizing deals with a third one, who is quite good, and this guy is super cool. His claim to fame class is painting eyes.
Oh, wow.
Easy eyes. So on small models, on big models. So hopefully we can get him to teach that one first.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah. So that's sort of what you get. And we also put those classes up later on for only for Mandrills, though.
Yeah.
So if you're a Mandrill, you can come to the class. Here's the deal. There's a lot of good YouTube videos out there on how to do all this stuff. Sometimes, at the end of the day, especially if you're a little more of an advanced hobbyist, being able to show what you're doing to the person, even if it's just online, obviously being there is the real deal.
Yeah.
Like where they can actually look at your piece, right in their hand. But being able to show something, say, so wait a minute, like this thing you're teaching, I tried it here, but I'm noticing this, and then they can say, uniquely to your situation, this is what you could do to fix that. Whereas a YouTube video just doesn't do that.
Yeah.
Which is fine. Like, it's hard to do that. We make YouTube tutorials.
Yeah. And, you know, we understand the strengths and weaknesses of those.
Right. So, that's probably the coolest thing you get from being a Mandrill. That's my pitch. If you're here and you're a member and you're not a Mandrill and you want to spend $4 more a month, that's a thought.
Yeah.
It's there. It's an option.
I mean, the straightforward way to think about it is these classes normally can cost $50 to $150 at a convention.
Yeah.
You know? So
yep.
being able to get a small class is invaluable.
So there's our pitch.
All right.
For mandrilling it up. Cire, how's it going?
It's going good. Here. I'm still waiting for this to dry.
Okay. I am knocking out. I'm using a paint you showed me to use. Vallejo Model Air, the black.
Black?
Yeah.
This one?
Yeah, I have the new bottle, I guess.
Yeah, you have the new bottle.
Okay.
It's good stuff. It's really dark.
It's really goes on pretty decent
Yeah.
with a brush. Yeah.
So I'm in just in a hanging out pattern right now.
Yeah.
Next up, I'm going to go. I probably should have actually started with this, but this ended up being just about the right color anyway. So, actually, no, I will go with this next. This is because when this comes out, the color I'm talking about is Vallejo Model Air Black Metal. It's like a really cold black metal. I don't know if that makes sense. Like there's no warmth to it like you see in some of the other colors. So it's really good for creating some nice shadow colors.
Is this the color I'm using right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right. Pretty soon I'm going to have to swap airbrushes though, because I'm going to have to start doing a little bit more precise. Okay. You want to switch back to me?
Yes.
Okay. So now that I have that mix of matte, black, and metallic base coated everywhere, now what I'm going to do is basically from a 45-degree angle, think of this as like a zenithal, I'm going to hit this Vallejo Model Air metallic black. So you probably won't notice that much of a difference in the color, but you'll notice a difference in the matte-ness, the shine, I guess.
Interesting.
Yeah.
We also have some gifted memberships that we've had from people in today's episode so far, and some super chats. So let me go back. Let's get to some of this. Right before the show, also, and thank you, Larry, for upgrading to Lab Mandrill from Lab Rat. Somebody did that last. Midgar, also, thank you.
Thank you.
We super appreciate it. And thank you, JPC, who says, set up the train, Zach. Thank you for the super chat, JPC. Yeah.
We're talking about this today.
We were?
Yeah.
We were talking about
When's the next time we're going to bust the train out?
Oh, you mean Meg were talking about this. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, you and I are a little more conservative about the train's number of appearances than Meg. Meg pretty much would have the train out every stream, which I'm not sure. We want to keep it special. We're thinking the train will probably be around maybe once a month-ish.
Yeah.
And each time we bring the train out, we're always kind of trying to do new, different, exciting things with it. By the way, that is, if you're not a member, I don't see a lot of gray names, but if you're not a member, that is Monday night games for Age of Sigmar, our member-only games. They've been for everybody in the month of July, but the month of July is about to end. So starting this upcoming Monday with our Night Haunt versus Maggot King game, it's going to be members only. So tell your friends and get them to become a member. It's not too expensive, like I said, $4. So $1 a game for the price of $1 a game.
Wow.
Right? So anyway, what were we talking about?
Setting up the train.
Setting up the train. Yeah, we will have the train out again soon. Probably mid-August, I'm going to say.
And also we should probably note we're working on some other stuff.
We are.
The train is not going to be the only thing.
We are working on some pretty intense train projects. So
some interactive projects.
Yeah, we're pretty excited.
Not ready to announce yet, though,
for some of the stuff we have coming down the pipeline. JPC, thank you so much for the support. We appreciate super chats. To give us something to talk about,
Yeah.
Membership gifting is nice. You thank them for the membership. You move on. Sometimes I enjoy the lingering conversation piece that was left by a super chat. I mean, not sometimes, pretty much always. JPC, thank you. I keep saying JW because there's also JWA.
The JWA in here.
And Soups, thank you as always for your support. Gifting 10 memberships, super awesome. 10 more people that can watch Monday night's game.
Yeah. Oh, here we go. You can see this. It's brought a little bit of shine back.
Oh yeah, this is like a weird. Oh,
that's the light.
lights.
There's
We're
no
catching-
red. It's reflecting.
But we're catching it. It's funny. Yeah.
Brought a little bit of that shine back. Also, it's on a magnet, so you're probably like, why is it turning? It's magnetized right here. And I'm also protecting my clear acrylic rod with some saran wrap. So, oh, it's almost like it's getting a little rotating action. Look at that.
It's funny. Oh,
All right.
Oh, that's great stuff.
That's good stuff.
Yeah. Okay, so... Soups. Question from Soups. Soups says, that's how you win a free t-shirt battle, Meg.
Oh, right. We have to...
We
Sorry, I know we've been talking about... I know it's been nonstop ads, but hey, look, if you want to buy a t-shirt, we got t-shirts now.
T-shirts are back.
Man.
There we go.
Oh, you got to hit the button.
We're
We're selling t-shirts.
We're selling t-shirts, and actually just different shirts, not necessarily just t-shirts. We're selling our merch. There is the site, thehobbyclab.etsy.com. We did a round of t-shirts. You can actually see here. I'll show. Cire is literally wearing one from our first round.
There it is.
Yeah. So we have a second round of t-shirts. We're selling. We're going to be. The way we do these is we use a local company to print them. That's how we like to do things, as opposed to like Redbubble or something like that.
Because their shirts aren't great.
One, their shirts suck, and two, it's just like
Support.
this
Nice
nameless.
airbrush.
Oh, because the needle's out.
Yeah.
Yeah, that
Trying to clean.
yeah, that holds that in.
Yeah.
Just let me know if you need me to.
No, I got it.
Okay. So yeah, we use a local company that we like. They do really good work.
As you can see.
Yeah, as you can see, this is nice. I was gonna like touch it, but that
Oh,
doesn't really
that's
help
a
you
little-
guys. It's like
You can tell it's nice because he's touching it.
yeah. So yes, we are doing a second round. There's the website. You can go and you're basically placing an order.
For pre-order. It's a pre-order.
It's a pre-order, and then what we do is we print them, and we move pretty fast on this, people. So we don't leave this open for like months. So if you order a shirt today, I mean we're closing it. Do you remember when Meg said we're closing it? If you're in chat,
She'll say.
let us know. But it's not long. We're only leaving it open for a few weeks, tops. I want to say like 3 weeks. So please, if you're into getting a T-shirt,
If you're into... Ooh, this is my favorite one. Go back.
which one?
Go back.
We'll go. Okay.
Hit the back.
No, it can't. It's auto. It's like a thing.
You can hit back.
This
though.
one?
Yeah, that one. This one. This is my favorite
That
one.
one? Oh, with
Yeah.
all the things on it?
Yeah.
Okay, so this is just showing you different designs, by the way. You can see. Basically, the two concepts are the baseball shirt, the T-shirt,
These are my
that
two
thing.
favorites, yeah.
Yeah.
These are good. Ooh. All right. And go to support.
That is actually...
Get this shirt out of my face.
Yeah, Larry, that is actually... Or Barry, that is actually kind of how we did it in the past, is we sent... Didn't we send, like, all the shirts to Soups
Oh, God.
for the UK? I think we did do something like that.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. So, we have 2 coats on so far.
Yeah, should we go back to here?
Yeah. All right. It's probably a little hard to tell just because of the lighting, but, like, it's matte here in the shadows, and the top is a little shinier, right? Matte down here, shinier in the top. Now we're going to go and grab some... We're going to do a mix of gunmetal gray
Okay.
and steel. Steel is a little bit brighter, a little bit shinier. I'm actually going to switch airbrushes real fast.
Riveting stuff.
Yeah. Boom. It's like a F1. Oh, you know?
Yeah.
Do a little pit stop.
Pit stop. I love it.
Is this working? I gotta push the needle in, huh? Does this look good to you? Sounds a little weak, huh?
Sounds weak, yeah. Did you test it previously or
No, I did not.
earlier today? No.
Oh, it's not gripping. Not gripping. Feels a little...
Okay, well there is another Sotar somewhere. It's
All right, you want to switch back to front while I switch.
yeah.
Where is the other Sotar?
Should be there. I hope. Or
No, there's one right here.
oh yeah, there it is. Yeah, that one should be good. Okay, did we get through all these things? Was that the Soups's?
Yeah.
Yeah, I think so. Yep. So we do have T-shirts. Consider checking it out.
Check it out.
Yeah. We're excited. We're ordering a few, of course, for ourselves. And yeah, it's a cool company.
There we go.
So I have a question. When you paint things that have like cloth, armor, skin,
Yeah.
do you do that thing where you go start from the inside and work out, like you start in the face and work out?
It depends.
Yeah.
The problem is I like to do matte varnishes, so I do all the inside cloth first, and then all the metals, and sometimes the metals are inside
I see. Yeah,
cloth,
yeah.
you know. So
Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to hand paint, varnish these guys.
yeah.
I've been matte varnishing the metallic on a lot of Cities units.
Yeah.
To kind of actually break the shine down.
Yeah.
Because I kind of want the models to look a little more
Worn down.
But maybe I kind of want these like veteran dwarf guys to actually have nice armor. I haven't quite decided yet.
All right, I love these Vallejo metallics. They have the worst designed.
You don't like that bottle? I like that bottle.
hate
Why
this
don't you like that bottle?
Because it drips, and when you close it, it splatters. Look at my fingers.
It does splatter.
Look at it.
It does splatter. Yeah. I don't know why. I've always kind of liked them.
I think I appreciate that they come with a mixing ball. But other than that, look, watch this. Switch it.
It kind of inevitably.
Look at this.
Did it? Oh yeah.
Look at that.
A lot. There's a lot.
Terrible.
The problem with splatter stuff too is, typically it only takes you one really bad situation to never make that mistake again.
Yeah.
But kind of also not really. Like, what if
Yeah.
you're like talking to your friend while you're painting
And you don't notice.
You don't think about it. Yeah. So I kind of get it. I get what you're saying.
Okay. So now we have this 50-50 mix of gunmetal gray and Vallejo metal color steel. And basically what I'm going to do is I'm going to keep this model here. And again, from a 45-degree angle, I'm going to spray, but I'm not going to move the model this time. So here, here's a good look here. You'll see what I mean. All right, and it's just in the tops of this door here, coming all along the edge. Make sure you get the tops of all these edges. Okay, so here's another good example. We've got this little thing here, this like boiler. I don't want to paint the whole thing. I basically just want to hit it from the top. Try and keep with the shape of the model. So I'm not going to go on the sides here. I'm going to let this it's kind of a round shape. So I'm only going to let the light. I'm only going to spray where the light would be hitting, right? So it wouldn't be hitting the sides. Think of it as like a box, right? It's like the light's coming from straight down. I don't know. This is kind of hard to describe. Here we go. Oops, hand me that. Right, so if this is directly under a light, this is a really bad example because there's a light coming from here, so this looks really bright.
Yeah.
But if there's a light coming out down, right, this would be the brightest part. The bottom would be completely in shadow, right? So there would be the darkest. Then the sides would be somewhere in between. But depending on how the light falls, it might be a little bit brighter towards the top or a little bit brighter towards the bottom. So, okay, you can kind of see it here, right? So like super bright here, a little bit darker here, but then it starts to get a little bit brighter at the bottom.
Yes.
That's kind of what we're doing here.
Interesting. Okay.
Obviously, that's a square, and this is a very complex shape, but that's not a terrible way to think about it.
I really like Alice Sarvinka has this comment here saying, controversial opinion, I think people should learn to airbrush first and then brush paint. I've often thought that.
Yeah?
Yeah, I totally agree with that. Now, of course, it's a little because of cost.
Yeah.
But it's sort of like there's this theory, there's this kind of theory when you're starting a kid off on an instrument that you get them the crappiest instrument imaginable. Because, well, they might not take to it or they might break it or blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
But the thing is that the side theory is, the other theory is, well, if you get them a pretty good instrument and they feel like they can move around and work on it well,
yeah,
they might be more interested in, yeah, right. So,
yeah, and the sound may be better depending on the instrument.
Exactly, and they may feel like they're doing a better job.
Yeah.
They probably are. And I kind of have a similar thought, like, yeah, if you can just show somebody how to base coat their models, and then doing a Zenithal is really not that hard.
Yeah, Zenithal's quite easy.
Yeah, so if you can show somebody, like, okay, here's your base coat. What color do you want? You don't just get these rattle can options now. You get all these options. And then you can show them how to do that and get really far on their model with an airbrush. And then you'll go, okay, now you have to go in and, you know, paint all your pouches brown and everything. I think it's, I totally am on board with this line of thinking, Alex. I've often thought that myself. But, of course, cost is an issue.
Cost is the problem, right?
Do you really want to... Is an airbrush what you want to invest in if you're starting to paint miniatures?
Or if you're getting stuff for, like, a kid, right?
That's another big one, right? Yeah. Guys, we do have a poll. We want to know which of the Snow White 7 dwarves you feel would most likely get tied up in crypto.
Like, just be, like, super into it.
Yeah. Now, do you see any of these 7 dwarves as, like, crypto, like, are these guys moving out to, like, somewhere really cheap, the desert, setting up solar panels, and mining crypto? Or are these, like, are these guys, like, wheeling and dealing? Because dwarves are miners.
Yeah. They'd be crypto mining.
Okay, so well, see, that changes it. Like, if we didn't say that, like, which one of these is the most into crypto mining, I would probably vote Dopey. But if you ask me which one was, like, trying to actually, like, wheel and deal and trade crypto trader, I think I would probably not say Dopey. I don't know. Probably one of the other two.
All right.
Crypto mining. Is that even a thing anymore?
Yeah.
Is it?
Yeah.
Oh, my God.
That's why I can't get a goddamn video card.
What do you mean?
So, a lot of when crypto was kicking off, people would use needed a lot of computing power, and GPUs were quite good at mining crypto. So, a lot of the people who wanted nice GPUs for gaming or video stuff, or like working with like Maya and stuff like that.
Really?
Yeah, couldn't get it because people were buying it for crypto.
Wow. Yeah, JWA said. Yeah, I think, like, if I was computing power, Ritalin. If I was going to teach a young adult that had the means to buy an airbrush, and they were, like, pretty sure that they wanted to get involved in this game, that looks amazing. They were pretty sure they wanted to get involved in this game. I would be like, let's get you an airbrush.
Yeah.
Or, like, here, borrow mine and come use mine and,
yeah,
like, to learn. But I would definitely teach airbrushing before.
Yeah.
Just the how much more you can get done. Here, I'll put a dwarf in here and kind of show already like how far along I've gotten, and that is because, no surprise, I airbrushed so much of this dwarf, right?
Yeah.
So his metallic is in. Actually, this isn't the best guy to show. Let's show.
Just put him on the ship.
I did.
Oh.
So this guy, you can see almost all the base colors other than his skin, which I need to do now, are down. So, but I started with all that yellow, and some of them are more yellow than others that remain, but that's been airbrushed. And so now I'm just going in and picking out small details, and it really speeds up the process. I'm going to be able to actually probably knock out 8 dwarfs a night if I want to for this.
I'm going to borrow this.
Oh, for sure.
We can just wipe this off. It's going to get paint on it.
That's what plastic card's for.
Yeah.
Stuff like that, yeah.
So, listen, I'm kind of playing jazz here in that I'm just kind of improvising.
Okay.
I think I want to see how far I can get with a little bit of mask. I'm not really masking, actually. I'm going to use this to see if I can't get some sharp highlights using this. I'm not actually sure if it's going to work. I might have to go up to a chrome, which I might borrow from you. I might need to borrow a chrome.
Oh, yeah, I have a chrome right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because normally right now what I would do is I would go into brush mode, and I probably still will do that, but we're going to go strictly steel real fast.
I'm going to get some Bugman's Glow down. You guys like Bugman's Glow for your
Dwarfs?
Bugman's Glow is weirdly, like, very good for almost any skin tone to start.
Terrible. I hate these
You hate what?
tops. All right, this is probably not going to be a huge, very noticeable, but let's see if it works. All right, you see here. See this? See how? Okay, so notice here on this ball, there's like sharp, not sharp line, but there's like a line of light, right? I'm gonna see if I can't kind of enhance that. Right? Enhance.
Dude, I don't know what's going on, but like, YouTube is trying to give me a run-in ad like every
few seconds.
Just like every 3 or 4 minutes.
Well, the problem is that this is not bright enough, so I'm gonna need to get chrome.
Okay.
Meanwhile, I'm just gonna empty this airbrush in a couple areas.
What's the chrome for you?
Danke. So this is just chrome. Honestly, the previous step was gunmetal and steel. Probably didn't need to do that step. Those colors are so similar in color.
Yeah,
and value.
I like all the different Vallejo Model Air metals, but I am finding that
a lot of them are very similar.
Very close, yeah.
That's why you switch to front. That's why exhaust manifold's my favorite. It's because there's like not really any color like it.
Well, it's like the brownish one, right?
It's like yeah, it's almost like an aluminum with a little bit of brown in it.
Yeah.
But not like it's not like a copper or gold though. It's like this really unique color. All right. Next, I'm gonna go grab some. Oh, you gave me the chrome.
Yep.
So this is like much brighter silver. So I'm gonna do two things. Oh, these are like almost empty. I might need to get some more water.
Mm-hmm.
So here, switch me back. So what I'm trying to avoid, and I'm gonna have to do it inevitably, but do you see areas like this? See how it's reflecting the light? I'm gonna hit that with a chrome. Now normally I would hit with a brush, an actual like hairy brush, and then feather out that highlight with like the previous steel color.
Oh, okay, interesting.
Yeah. I'm gonna see if I can't do it with the airbrush.
And so kind of, now I have a question.
Yeah.
This is a serious question, are you going to look at the monitor to see where it is, or are you actually going to look on the model?
So I'm going to look at the model.
Okay.
Because...
I asked that because we joke about how sometimes you can actually weirdly get some better views sometimes on the monitor.
The problem is it's the angle, right? This is
Right.
flipped, and it's... So, like, this is probably the most prominent for... I mean, you can see it. Like, look where I'm pointing on the model in this screen, in the top left, versus where it looks like in the... So it's like, the lighting is completely different. So I'm going to be doing it based on what I see, not what the monitor sees, and then I'll show you guys.
Right.
After.
Okay, interesting.
Yep. All right, so here we go. Chrome. Got to be pretty careful with this, because this is so much brighter. Right, this is...
Yes, significantly.
So...
Yeah, and that's sort of my thing, Cire. I've noticed with this line is that there's like these ones in the middle.
Yeah.
And then like I can't tell the difference between a few of them. And then there are ones like you say, exhaust manifold that has like an obvious difference.
Yeah.
But there are like 3 or 4 of them in the middle that I'm like kind of like can't tell the difference too much.
Right. All right. So sorry, you're not gonna be able to see it, but I'm gonna try and give this a somewhat harsh line. Zach, you can kind of see, right? See, it's like...
Yeah.
not a huge difference. It's, I mean, if you look at it, look how bright it is compared to the rest of the ship, right? Like if you're looking at it, it's like, oh, it's just reflecting light, but it's actually quite a bit brighter. If you look at the top of that orb versus the bottom,
yeah,
you can, that's where you can see the difference.
When you
it's
move
not
it around,
purely reflecting light, right?
Right. When you move it around, it kind of helps. I think that all of us see like what's going on where.
Yeah. Here's another example right here. So I'm gonna paint the little tops of this like doorway. Again, I'm gonna have to obscure it because it's different lighting for me than it is for you, but. Okay, there's that corner. And then it's like oh sh. All right. Top of the doorway. See, it's like much brighter.
Mm-hmm.
When it does reflect, it's like much brighter. I'm gonna go the other doorway. See, there's a good example, right? So that's what this doorway looks like. And then that's what this doorway looks like. Like, it's just brighter.
Yeah.
Okay.
Nice.
Okay. And basically, I'm just going to be doing that for this entire model. Now, something else you could do is you could do this by brush, right? You could take a picture of the model with the exact lighting you want. Yeah, it's hard to tell on camera, but I think, let me see if I can't do it here. All right, everyone visualize this. See this round? Here, I'll even zoom in. Actually, I might be able to do this one on camera. Right, you see that? It is reflecting quite a bit. I gotta get a weird angle, sorry. He's sitting a little odd. Okay. Basically, what I'm going to do... Oops, sorry. Just brighter. There we go. All right, where's the light? So, focus. Focus, focus, focus. Come on. There we go. Just a bit brighter. Here, I'll go to the front of this turret too. I'll do this one based on what y'all can see. I think. Oops. All right. There we go. Right, so if you look at the bottom, right, look how matte and dark and metal that is versus the shiniest points up top. That's more or less the basic concept of true metallic metal. There's different ways to do it. In fact, here I'll show you the way that people typically do it on smaller models.
Yeah.
Excuse me.
This is super useful. Honestly, we were talking about this not too long ago.
Yeah.
One of our, I think it was Megan and I, we were talking about our hobby demons and things we don't really like working with. True metallic is certainly one of mine.
Yeah.
I mean, I like working with it, but I also feel like it just kind of is a...
True metallics can look really good. They can also look really bad. They're not bad. They can
boring.
look...
They just can shut down a lot, right?
Yeah.
They shut down all of your cool techniques, right? That
Yeah.
you might otherwise know.
Okay, so there's another doorway here, right? See right here? So actually, I don't even have a... Can I use that? Are you using this metal palette? Oh, you are.
I am, but you...
I can just use this corner.
Yeah.
Right, so I'm going to put some chrome. So like, what I've done with the airbrush so far, that's honestly probably not where you should finish. That's a good way to map some stuff out. I think with true metallic, the technique, you're gonna have to put some brush time in, unfortunately.
Okay.
If you want it to look, if you want to maximize the technique.
Right.
Right. So.
Which like makes sense, right?
Yeah.
Like
you can get far with an airbrush, but you can't do everything. And like this technique probably wouldn't work. The way I've done it with this airbrush probably wouldn't work on like a Space Marine, right? Space Marine's too small. All right. Again, so now I'm painting based on what y'all can see, so this is gonna be a little weird. I'm basing it off of the lighting. So you see, it's funny because the lighting that I see is different than what the monitor sees.
sure.
So see how it's bright right here? I'm sorry. So I'm gonna be following this highlight based on what I see in the monitor, which is what y'all see. So sorry if it's a little,
Oh, interesting.
right? Like that. And then right here, it's like a little bit brighter. Oh, that's interesting. That's so interesting. So y'all's lighting, the brightness goes all the way down here, it looks like. That's not what it looks like for me, but
Right.
so. I'm just gonna highlight super. Also, I'm not going for like realistic lighting. I'm just going for like
No,
interesting.
realistic lighting is dumb. Cool lighting. As
Interesting.
in like what's cool.
Right. So basically, I'm just enhancing the shadow, and so like, this is funny, right? Because right now it's gonna be like I don't notice a difference
Yeah.
because the highlight is reflecting light, like actually reflecting light. But so if I move it. Now it looks like that light is still reflecting there, but it's not. It's just a brighter color. Does that make sense?
I have to think about what you just said.
So it's like, okay, so think about that highlight we just put down. Because I'm moving where the light is, that highlight should be moving, but it's not because it's painted on.
Right. Yes. Exactly. Yeah. It's weird.
Yeah.
And I feel like I have to say, like, I sort of feel like I don't. It messes with my head at first when I start to do it, but ultimately it's cool.
Whoop. Sorry.
Ultimately, it's kind of like my preference, right?
Yeah.
Is to actually get to tell a different story of what, because that's kind of the problem with true metallic.
Yeah.
Is you're taking it into the gaming hall, you're taking it into your friend's house, you're taking it. Oh, this guy came.
Oh, did we lose something?
No, just the background there. You're taking it somewhere, and you're kind of saying, "Hey, listen, I hope
The lighting is
I hope
ideal.
the lighting makes this look cool."
Yeah.
Right. But this kind of, it's sort of hard, and I think that's why people are reluctant to paint their own true highlights on metal.
Yeah.
Is that this thing is still going to be subject to realities.
Yes. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, that is true. Okay.
Still, though, I do think it looks better.
Yeah. So, again, I'm gonna try and paint for y'all what makes sense of what I'm seeing in the monitor. So we see this bright highlight. Oh God, it's like slightly different than what I'm seeing in
For
person.
the fellows and fellas.
Yeah. So here is like the bright part. Right. So really, realistically, you're probably not seeing much of a difference because it's reflecting actual light. But then when I move it, that highlight should still be there, right? Because it's painted, not it's not a reflection. It's just paint. See how it's still there?
Yeah,
Right?
it's
the
weird.
top of the door is still bright,
Yeah,
even
yeah.
No matter where it's, like even there, right?
Yeah,
Like
yeah, it's interesting.
right. Quite, it's completely in shadow, and yet it's still bright. Does that make sense?
Yeah, and have you done this with something like heavily before?
I've nothing this large.
Doesn't
I've tried it
matter.
on smaller stuff, and it
Yeah.
works fine.
I'm cruising along on the dwarves. In
Yeah.
a little bit, we'll take a look where I'm at. They're actually going to go pretty quick. I'm happy about that because I've got 20 of them to paint.
Oh, good.
So this is the first 4. I think I can get these 4 done by the end of the stream.
Okay.
I even have some bases. Yeah. What are you on to next here?
All right. So here's where I think I'm probably going to struggle a little bit.
Okay.
Here's this face, right? It's a little bit harder because this is very sorry. It's hard to get in frame. Very contoured. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to paint these highlights on a little harsh,
Okay.
and then I'm going to soften the edges of the highlights with the airbrush. So you'll sometimes see people like do this with like glazing. You see it a lot on skin, right? So someone will paint the highlights on skin. It'll be like a pinkish color here,
Yeah.
and then they'll make the nose like a very bright flesh tone, and then the cheek is like somewhere in between, but then they'll glaze with an airbrush to get that transition a little
Or with a
smoother.
brush, right?
Or with a brush.
Yeah, I'm super into glazing with really diluted down layers.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God, okay.
You just don't usually have to do it on these small models. I feel like.
Yeah, not as much.
But you see why people do that when they, I took me one class painting a bust to realize why.
Why you do it, right? It's like,
why
oh wow,
you
this
do
is
it,
like
yeah.
quite good.
Yeah. Cire,
Yeah.
we love to have our weird segments on our channel.
Yeah.
Today,
We're not talking about just crypto today, guys.
Yeah. Now we did think about what we could talk about today. We said, well, we could rank and chat different dwarves.
Yeah.
Since we're kind of
All right,
doing
can you
different
take me
dwarves.
off?
Right?
I gotta get weird angles here.
I'm doing city dwarves. You're doing sky dwarves.
Yeah.
Maybe AKA country dwarves. No, I don't think they're country dwarves. But we thought that was stupid, and we also think we might have done it before.
Yeah, we did something similar.
Yeah. So we didn't do that. So instead, what we decided to talk about was you kind of brought up steampunk.
Yeah.
And I thought you had an interesting comment about steampunk, which was, is it still as cool as it was like
In the 2000s, the early aughts,
Was it? No, the early aughts would have been like 2001, 2002.
mid aughts maybe.
I feel like it was. I think it was popular, even last decade. No,
I think that's maybe pushing it.
pushing it. Okay. Well, anyway, is steampunk popular? Certainly, we think steampunk has given rise to other types of
Yeah.
punks, and we're not talking about punk rock here, folks.
No, we're not talking about that.
Okay, so let's chat some different
Some
punk
punk
types.
aesthetics.
Okay, this is a game called Iron Harvest. You were talking to me about this game,
Yeah.
and I thought this game actually looked super cool.
Yeah.
What is the punk?
This is diesel punk.
Diesel punk.
Diesel punk. So this is
Wolfenstein. You said is another example.
Yeah,
of this?
Wolfenstein: The New Order is as another example of diesel punk.
Okay.
So this is like a dirty, gritty aesthetic. Usually, like think lots of like black smoke and like fire and
And it needs it
oppressive.
It kind of comes from many of these have a real world catalyst.
Yeah.
Fair to, and this kind of comes from what, World War I, World War II.
So Iron Harvest, excuse me, specifically is I think it's set in World War One. Wolfenstein's like a little bit more World War II. Mm-hmm. But it's like pre renewable energy, even like atomic energy, like that very like industrialized to the max society, kind of brutal. Maybe like brutalist would be not incorrect.
Okay.
Very utilitarian, and like not aesthetically pleasing.
Well,
yeah. Not like
I know
nice
you.
French curves and like
Right,
it's
right.
like the appeal is in the fact that everything's so utilitarian and
Right. Because this picture is super cool.
yeah.
Look, Stilt Skies.
Oh hey, oh my God, that's where they got their idea. GW is about to get sued.
I mean, Stilt Skies is not. I mean, we brought this up when Stilt Sky originally came out. Where like, it kind of makes sense, honestly, for like if you're a sharpshooter or something, right?
Yeah,
You're
as
also-
long as you're not trying to hide.
Well, but I guess, yeah. No, that's fair. That's fair.
You know, as long as you eschew like cover and concealment.
Yeah. Okay, so some good examples of this. You said this Iron Harvest, Wolfenstein. Any other good example? Like video games seem to be the real driver of these, and
Yeah,
I don't play a lot of video games. So
Yeah, Iron Harvest is based off of, or has a similar aesthetic to Scythe, I believe.
the board game.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I know the board game Scythe. Yeah.
Yeah. So. Yeah. I don't know. I like diesel punk. I think it tends to go with darker universes. Which listen, we play Warhammer, so
40,000. Yeah, is
it's
Warhammer 40,000? No, not really. Diesel.
I think
There's-
AdMech is somewhere in between diesel like they have steampunk aesthetics, but it's not steam. It's like, yeah, I think Admech is actually a good example of
Admech
dieselpunk.
is pretty much diesel punk.
It's somewhere in there.
I mean, look, Stilt Sky.
Yeah, they're a little more techy in Admech, but like, you know, dieselpunk I tend to think of as like very analog.
Right. Okay, so diesel punk, yeah, and I think like if you're not super versed on this stuff, you probably would think it was just a version of steampunk, right?
Yeah, but like I think looking at this, it's like very clearly different, right? There's a grittiness and grossness and awfulness to it.
Yeah. These dwarves are very funny. At some point, I'll have to show in your camera.
Yeah.
There's like 3 that I'm working on that have cool poses, and then there's one where you're like, oh right, these are old models.
Oh, this guy.
And this guy also has the thing where like it's kind of hard to tell where some parts of his body are the other parts, and he just looks the worst all around. They also did this thing where like they gave him like metal trim on his metal chainmail. And I'm having a hard time making that look as cool as the cloth. What I can sell as cloth trim on the other guys. And the reason that, if you're wondering like why not just paint on cloth, it's because there's like divots.
Oh, so it's
sorry,
like,
not divots, rivets.
it's like studded leather or
There's
something.
like there's clearly something like, yeah, it looks like a metal band on his that I painted. I did paint it bronze instead of silvers, but anyway, what a pain in the butt. Old models. Okay, moving on.
What other punks we got? What's up,
Okay,
Elijah?
Cyberpunk.
Everyone knows this.
I just admit, when this video game came out, it made me think I wanted to start playing video games again. It looked really cool. I heard really cool stories.
I actually just started playing it.
You just started playing it. It also seems like it had a lot of bugs.
Yeah, when it came out, it was not great.
Yeah, I don't, and like as somebody who hasn't really played video games very often in the past however many years, I don't really like know what that means when a video game has a lot of bugs. I mean, I think I know what it means.
Yeah.
I'm trying to imagine dealing with that.
Yeah, no, an unfun play experience. Also, just wasn't very fleshed out.
Okay, unfun play experience because of bugs? Like,
yes, and just some like weird balancing, and I mean, unfortunately for this game also, it was very overhyped. Like basically people had these expectations that, like, it's like, where are you getting these expectations from?
right.
And then on top of that, it was a buggy mess.
yeah.
So it's like, it was just a twofer of oh, this is not good.
I'm guessing the expectations came from from Bethesda or whatever.
No. This is CD Projekt Red. Yeah, and yes. So their previous game was The Witcher, which is like a lot of people consider to be one of the best games ever made.
Yeah.
I don't agree, but
Okay.
there's my hot take. I don't think The Witcher 3 is that good.
Okay.
I think it's good. I think it's really good, but I don't like it.
Oh, interesting.
Does that make sense?
Sure.
Like I can appreciate that is like, oh yes, I understand why people would really like this. Not for me. But yeah, Cyberpunk, but that's, you know, obviously Cyberpunk.
Right. Yeah.
2077.
Yeah.
I think the original is 2020, Cyberpunk 2020. It was a board game. Or it was RPG.
I remember it as an RPG, and Saul has just brought that up as well.
Yeah.
I never played it, but I remember seeing that like in the place where there's books.
Yeah.
For different RPG games.
Matrix, I would say, is Cyberpunk.
That's funny. I really hate the Matrix.
Oh, really?
But I think I do like a lot of the aesthetics going on in the Matrix. Yeah, but I just don't like the Matrix.
Yeah. And then primo Cyberpunk is Blade Runner. That's like
Also, what's it called? Fifth Element?
Fifth Element?
Do you think it's Fifth Element?
It's there, yeah.
Cyberpunk?
Yeah, I think it's...
Or is it just a sci-fi movie?
And
what's the difference?
I tend to think of Cyberpunk as a little more like, oh, it's a corporate hellscape. Our lives are run by corporations, and we have to do terrible things just to get by. But hey, we have cool tech.
Okay.
Also, like, environmental destruction is a big theme in Cyberpunk. Like, we're destroying our world, but we have cool flashing lights, so we make ourselves feel better about it.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah, I would say Fifth Element is maybe just more sci-fi. It has to be raining, and you have to have a trench coat for it to be Cyberpunk.
Yeah. Okay. Cody says.
Shadowrun. That's a great Cyberpunk.
Cody
example.
says he feels like Fifth Element is not Cyberpunk.
Yeah, I think it is more sci-fi.
Just straight sci-fi.
Yeah.
Okay.
A little bit of body horror too.
But cyberpunk is a cyberpunk
is a genre too.
It's a genre. It's a
Yeah.
it's a subgenre of sci-fi.
Yeah.
Okay. Typical. Okay. All right. Fascinating. Okay. Moving on to what was it?
Raypunk?
Raypunk, you called this? Yeah. So this is sort of like this kind of. We're gonna see Atom Punk in a second.
Yeah.
This is kind of like the part of Fallout that's more focused on space travel.
Yeah.
Than the part of Fallout that's more focused on atomic situations.
Yeah, it's like, oh, the fifth, aliens from outer space.
Yeah, right. So would Mars attacks be Raypunk or?
That's like a little too modern, but I see where you're coming from. The alien design.
The alien design is
pretty
very
Raypunk.
Raypunk. Okay.
I would say, I don't know. What do people think? Is Star Trek Raypunk?
I don't think
it's like post Raypunk.
I mean, Star Trek is high sci-fi. It's high concept science fiction.
Yeah, it's not
right?
very.
But certainly original Star Trek, I think is.
I'm talking about the original series.
Yeah. Certainly, I think it has influence and elements
of it. Yeah.
There's this movie they made. A lot of these movies I think get made fun of by one of my favorite TV shows, Mystery Science Theater 3000.
Yeah.
There's one that they did in their Netflix run called. Oh gosh, her name is Stella Starr, and she was like she did a bunch of these movies. Meg, do you remember what that one is called? If you're there, where she's like in a bikini the whole time, and then there's also the robot that has the Texas accent, and they're making fun of him. And oh my God, was it Starfall or Star Crash?
Starcraft.
It might be Star Crash. Anyway, yeah, that has I think this vibe to it.
Yeah.
And of course Barbarella, which is like
the one.
The big one, right? Which I've never seen, honestly.
Okay.
I should check it out. It looks like I might be into it. No reason. Moving on. 300. Okay, now this is weird.
We were.
Did you even know about this one?
Yeah, sort of.
Sort of. We both kind of knew about what it is.
Yeah.
But they called it Sandal Punk.
Sandal Punk.
And it tends to kind of be like this Greco-Roman.
Yeah. Like pop Greco-Roman.
That's
right?
a good way of phrasing it, I think. Yeah.
Like not actual though.
Right.
We were trying to decide: does this actually belong? Does this belong in this punk category? Because obviously 300 is not real. Like Greco-Roman Spartan, attire.
But that's okay. I mean, isn't that the point?
Yeah. So that's what was like. Okay, well, that's kind of what punk does. These not space punk, but blank punk.
Well, you're stylized. It's stylized, right?
It's stylized. Spartacus is another good example.
Yeah. Interesting. I don't know. So there are a few examples. There's 300 Gods of War video game series.
Yeah.
I think was an example that they gave. We were reading the Wikia on these different punk types. That was when there wasn't a commercial that we
yeah, there's a million commercials on the fandom wiki. I
mean, that is what that site does, yeah. So they also cited like Jason the Argonauts and what's the one? Clash of the Titans.
Yeah.
Have you seen the original Clash of the Titans?
I've not.
What?
I haven't seen it. Is it good?
Oh my God. Who in chat loves the original Clash of the Titans? For me, top 10 movie maybe?
Wow, really?
Yeah, the original Clash of the Titans? Come on, right? Have you guys seen, has anybody in chat, I know Megan has, seen the original? I'm talking about the one with, what's his name? Harry,
Truman.
Houshausen or something, the guy who did like the old special effects, the claymation special effects and stuff.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, so there's a couple. There's Clash of the Titans and there's Jason and the Argonauts that he did. Also, 7 Voyages of Sinbad was another one he did. And then there's another one he did called Valley of... I always forget the word of it, but where it's like cowboys versus dinosaurs. And they're so cool. They're like some of my favorite movies. But the best one, right, Ray Harryhausen, yeah. Ray Harryhausen, that's his name. Thank you, Drew. Oh, hey, Drew, I know that guy. Local.
Oh, cool.
Yeah. But the Clash of the Titans, like the original Clash of the Titans, they remade it like with Sam Worthington like 10 years ago.
Yeah, and
I think it kind of. I think when you can just go in and do CGI,
it kind of ruins the magic.
It kind of ruins the magic. I'm not sure that the new one was even that bad. It's just like now it's just a thing.
I want the claymation.
I want the weird ass 60s, 70s fake bizarre movement.
Yeah, this bad claymation rotoscoping, right?
Yeah, exactly.
Or stop motion.
Yeah, dude, it's oh my god, I can't believe you haven't seen it. You've got to watch it. I feel like you super love it.
Appreciate it. Okay.
Yeah. Oh man, I love that movie. I think Meg likes it.
Don't want to speak for her.
Yeah, I think she likes it. It's really cool. Okay. Anyway, I'm not sure what else falls into sandal punk, but it's a
So here's where I was a little weirded out by it.
okay.
Okay, so like diesel punk, steampunk,
Yeah.
I guess atom punk, and maybe ray punk. There seems to be some like idea that like
Oh right.
there's an energy source or like tech to it.
Okay.
Like that's not really the case with sandal punk. Like it's almost like it should be like Bronze Age punk.
Well,
I guess that doesn't.
well, they do call it bronze punk.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, sorry. I did see them call that
Hellenic punk.
bronze punk. Also, it gets called.
Okay.
And like that, while not a power source, like you said, certainly a tech.
Yeah.
Right. Yeah, I think these are interesting. It's kind of curious to see what. For me, one of the most interesting differences was between atom punk and
Ray punk.
ray punk, right? Because they're both post World War II
Yeah.
aesthetics, whereas most of the rest of these are not.
Yeah.
But then they kind of go. It's sort of like what is the focus on, right? Like
Right.
they have different focuses, which is cool. Like the Fallout show and video game. I never played the video games, but I did watch the show. Meg and I finished it recently, and I really liked it. I actually think the first. We were talking about this. I think the first. It takes a few episodes to pick up.
Yeah, it does.
Yeah.
I think the first. Yeah.
The second half of the season is very good, though. I've really enjoyed it. But I think, like, I might not think much about the difference between those two aesthetics if I didn't engage with this thing you're talking about. Well, there's two things. One, Atom Punk, at least for Fallout, but some of the other imagery and stuff we were looking at when we were searching this, seems to be heavily based on Earth, on the ground.
Yeah.
I think there's oftentimes seems like there might, some of them I think even still have like Soviet element.
Yeah.
There's like this American v Soviet element to it. Whereas Ray Punk is pretty much what people in the 50s imagined space travel
yeah,
would
in the
be
future, right?
like weird space travel in the 50s, right?
Yeah. Yeah, Fallout was good.
Yeah.
Shout out to Kyle MacLachlan.
Yeah, I love Kyle MacLachlan. Dude, that guy like will be in any. I mean, that guy like just works.
Yeah, he does. He's great.
Portlandia,
Twin Peaks, obviously.
Dune.
Inside Out. He's the dad.
Oh, is he? Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, I love Kyle MacLachlan. He's hilarious. He was in Desperate Housewives.
Yeah.
Weird that we both knew that, but
Yeah. Yeah, it is weird that we both do
it
that.
was weird how fast you confirmed it.
Yeah.
When I said it, I expected you to be like, "Oh,
really?
Oh, really?" But you're like, "Yeah."
He was also in the Doors movie.
The Doors movie?
Yeah.
That somehow again doesn't surprise me.
Yeah.
Super weird guy.
He was one of the guys from the Doors.
Okay, now steampunk, and we included. Oh my god, this is such a bad movie poster. Look at the spider down there.
Yeah.
You could not have that there, and this would have been a fine movie poster. Who
But
did
then you
that?
wouldn't know what it's about.
Okay, so steampunk is kind of like the original one. Serious question: can we talk about the movie Wild Wild West?
No.
I am known to strongly dislike Will Smith. I find him to be. There's two Will Smiths.
Yeah.
There's 90s I'm cool Will Smith.
Yeah.
And I hate that Will Smith. And then there's like Um,
I'm a serious actor, Will Smith.
oh, okay. There's 3 Will Smiths. Then there's a mysterious actor, Will Smith. That's I Am Legend, and that's
Pursuit of Happiness.
no.
Oh.
That's the only Will Smith I like.
Okay.
I think that Will Smith is the best. I call that like trying to be a normal normal actor Will Smith.
Okay.
Like playing a role Will Smith. Like actually like this is your character. Can you be this character? And then he's like good at it.
Okay. Here, before you go on too much
Yeah.
further, I'm just gonna show people what I'm doing. Oh, God, I hate these bottles. Okay. Look how terrible this looks. See it? Oh, well, I guess it doesn't look that
Looks
terrible.
pretty good.
You may not be able to notice super closely, but these highlights that are painted on are very rough. I'm just going to go in and smooth them out. Actually, you can see it quite clearly right here, right?
Oh,
see
yeah,
that
yeah,
line?
yeah.
I'm just going to go in with this Valley Hill Metal color steel and smooth those out. All right, continue.
Okay. So, we were talking. Oh my God, what were we talking? Oh, Will Smith. Yeah. Yeah, I think Will Smith tends to like to interject like too much Will Smith. My favorite Will Smith is the least amount of Will Smith imaginable. like if he can tone down the Will Smith in his role, then I'm usually pretty.
Then I'm
into it.
there.
I'm there. Yeah. Okay. Weirdly, let me say, I have to say I think he kind of ruins Independence Day.
Really?
Yeah, I think of Independence Day. If you remade Independence Day nowadays with like an actor that was a little more.
Well, they did, and it was terrible.
I know. I know. Some of this stuff you just can't. Some of this stuff like the '90s, the zeitgeist of the '90s just captures so well. But I weirdly really liked Wild Wild West, and apparently it's very hated. Do you kind of hate it? How do you feel about it?
You know, it's not great.
Meg too. Meg also really likes Wild Wild West, if I recall.
I think it's a dumb, fun movie.
Kevin Kline, like this, Will Smith is exactly. It's a really good dumb fun movie. Like the cast is perfect. Will Smith is like perfect in this role. This is where you let Will Smith be Will Smith, and he's amazing.
Yeah.
Kevin Kline, hilarious. Selma Hayek, hilarious. Because Selma Hayek, dude, she's in an episode of Black Mirror.
Yeah.
I don't know if you saw that. Holy crap, she's kind of a crap actress. But she's kind of good at being goofy and funny.
Yeah,
That's what I'm realizing. She's not good at being serious. Like, that Black Mirror episode was interesting until they passed it to her. They passed the baton to Selma Hayek and that, and it went fast. I was like, oh my God. Yeah, it felt like a 90s like show out of nowhere. I was like, that's not the vibe of Black Mirror. Where did this come from? But like she's perfect for that. Like you kind of forget that she's actually sort of like she's kind of like a comedian.
Yeah, she's
right.
She can be funny.
So I think I don't know. I weirdly like Wild Wild West. What do you're not?
I don't think it's as bad as. Listen, people come around and say, Star Wars prequels are good.
No. You don't
this
like
is
the prequels?
this is no. We need, if you're gonna do that for the Star Wars sequels, which are prequels, which are bad, and I don't care what people say.
Okay. Wait,
Come back around Wild Wild West, see what your nostalgia says.
So you mean when you're talking about the ones on with our boy Watto? Is that it?
God.
Is that the one you're talking about? Yeah. You mean the Watto?
The Watto trilogy.
The Watto trilogy. Star Wars' most problematic character.
Yeah. The question is he?
Is Watto the
is
most
Watto?
That's what we should rank next time.
Yeah.
It's the most problematic characters in the Star Wars.
All of the Nemodians.
All the Nemodians are highly problematic. And Jar Jar is problematic.
Jar Jar.
I mean, like you're so busy hating on Jar Jar that you forget that people from the Caribbean, especially like native Jamaicans, could be highly offended by this character. But because you're just so offended
that they would put this in.
at the concept of Jar Jar that you forget that this is actually also
it's offensive on mold. It's actually impressive.
Yeah, it's highly offensive. Yeah, now we just we just transitioned to talking about the most offensive Star Wars.
We were just talking about Kyle MacLachlan, Twin Peaks, David Lynch. Did you know that at some point David Lynch was like propositioned to film a Star Wars movie? Can you imagine?
Wait, like when?
Episode 9, I think it was. Like of the original, not episode 9. Episode
3.
No. The
6.
original series.
Return of the Jedi.
6th one. So yeah.
Okay.
Can you imagine? Oh my god. If you've never seen, you should watch David Lynch talking about getting asked to film. It's very funny.
Yeah, I'm just thinking of some of the scenes. Anyway, okay. We got
The question is, would it have been better?
Would it have been better? I mean, Return of the Jedi is really good.
Return of the Jedi is quite good.
Don't people like that one a lot?
I don't think it's considered the best. I think it's considered the weakest of the original trilogy.
Oh, is it?
I believe so. I don't know. I mean, maybe that's not the popular consensus. I've always heard that it's like...
I think I saw that somewhere recently, too.
Yeah, but it's still considered
I think
quite
it's
good.
better than the first one. I guess Empire Strikes Back is probably the best. Okay. We were in the middle of a segment, guys.
Oh, sorry, yeah.
All right, Wild West, the verdict remains out. Okay, now this one messed up our background a little bit, but it kind of works. It actually kind of works nicely with the colors and everything. This is called Solar Punk.
Yeah.
And this one was a little bit more of a concept, you said.
Yeah, so we were... Oh, I'm talking way too loud, sorry. We only really seen this in a game. I think it's a tabletop board game called Numenaria, which we couldn't really...
No. So I know Numenaria, and
Okay.
Numenaria is made by Monty Cook. He's the guy that made D&D, or one of the guys heavily involved. Not made D&D, but piloted D&D for a while. And Numenaria could involve this, but not really. Like, what Numenaria is this concept. It's Earth 1 billion years in the future.
Billion?
Billion.
Okay.
So like days are like 4 hours longer. Or something.
Warhammer 40K. No.
Warhammer
Billion.
billion, yeah. And like Earth has gone through many complete different eras.
Uh-huh.
Like at one point, it was like the center of a galactic trading hub, and all kinds of aliens were down here,
Just chilling.
Yeah, the actual like tech level of Numenera is like Middle Ages.
Okay, that makes sense.
But you're like, one of the fun things about Numenera is like you're playing and like your character finds a plastic bag.
Yeah.
And it's like, well, if you think about the Middle Ages and you think about like a Ziploc
What is
bag,
that, bro?
that's like really useful.
Yeah.
Or you can find a gun, and it could be like a shotgun that maybe got remade. That it's not from our time.
Yeah.
Nothing from our time is lasted, but it might be like a shotgun humans made from like 1 or 2 eras ago,
Yeah.
or it might be like an alien laser gun.
Yeah.
So you can find like alien tech, you can find human tech, but then it's like they're everywhere.
Uh-huh.
I remember kind of reading that the game master of Numenera is encouraged to like not be stingy with these things.
Right.
Like something as simple as a big one is like there are Ziploc bags and like plastic bags everywhere all over Earth.
Yeah.
So like that's a big one you can find, and it like stores your stuff, it keeps it dry, keeps your food safe, blah blah blah. But what they mentioned with this, because we were reading the wiki and they brought this up.
Yeah.
They were kind of saying, well, you said one thing that I thought was interesting, which is that Numenera does something a little interesting as a look into the future, where it's not necessarily dystopian.
Yeah, dystopia.
It's kind of saying like a lot of like, because humans aren't like gone.
Yeah.
Most humans have left the planet.
Yeah.
So you're on Earth, and Earth is like, I think it's literally 3 or 4 or like 7.
Yeah.
There have been like 7 eras of Earth. We're in like 1.
Yeah.
So there's like 6 in between us and when.
Well,
humans
billion years, right?
Billion years, and like many of them involve aliens, like I said. So, and they were just kind of saying like, there are concepts like this, like there are.
Yeah. So it's weird in that it's a post-apocalyptic setting technically, but it's almost like a somewhat positive spin on it.
Well,
right?
there's never an so that's a big catch.
Yeah.
Is that there's never an apocalypse on Earth.
Oh, really?
It was like all of the 7 eras were like they came and then maybe they just let like so like the one I remember was that it was like a trade hub for like an alien federation that that Earth and humans were part of.
Right.
But it just like it's not like it got attacked and blew up.
Right.
And like humans like almost went extinct. It's just like over the years it became less important of a trade hub.
Oh, yeah.
And like now like it might even have, and that's up for the DM to decide, like you might even be able to find one building
Right,
with
that's
like these aliens in it that are still like, oh no, the trade hub still exists.
Yeah.
It's just very small.
Sorry,
and,
where's
like,
the skeleton crew now?
Yeah,
though?
exactly, exactly. Like you're encouraged to do that kind of stuff.
All
So, yeah.
Yeah, that's fun. I'm gonna grab a shade paint real quick.
But we couldn't really find, and you kind of brought up. You said this is almost more of like a concept.
Yeah.
Than that there's been a lot of settings that took place here, right?
Yeah.
There haven't been a lot of settings that we could find that like actively took place in solar.
A solar punk as a game. I think it's more common in books, but like
Oh, we saw, but we didn't want to do books.
Yeah.
Because books are dumb. So
yeah, who reads? Why would you?
We're not reading. We're not encouraging you guys to read.
Listen, don't read.
Wait for the video game or the TV show to come
The
out.
video game adaptation.
I kind of feel like, to be honest with you, I will say there is a game I can kind of think of. Some of the more modern Sim Cities kind of have because one of the vibes of this game is that, like you're saying, energy source is a green energy.
Yeah. That's very solar punk is very like. It's almost like a response to all these other dystopias, right?
Yeah.
Like it's like a response to diesel punk. It's a response to
It's more utopian. It's supposed to be a little more of a utopian look on the future.
Scavenger's Reign. I'm not familiar with that. I'll have to check that out. All right. This is a painting thing. We got one more, right? But I'm going to show what I'm doing real quick.
Yeah.
All right. I got some Nuln Oil, everyone's favorite. and I'm just going to enhance these shadows a little bit.
Enhance.
So I got here, very light. Going to do this in a couple of layers. So right here we got this nice shadow. Just going to do that. There we go. Yeah, I gotta show you that interview of David Lynch talking about Star Wars. It's very funny.
I'm trying to imagine.
He showed me a Wookiee.
I'm trying to imagine some of the like okay, obviously we want to think about Jabba's palace, we want to think about Endor,
Yeah.
but honestly, I'm trying to. Well, this takes place on Endor.
Yeah.
I'm trying to imagine the scene where Luke explains what's going on to Leia on Endor. Can you imagine that scene being handled by David Lynch?
There's random crap going on in the background. There's a telephone ringing. There's yelling.
Weird.
And then he
loud-
wakes up and it's all a dream.
Oh my god.
I just had a wild dream. Use the Force.
Especially if like the other two were like still how they were.
Yeah.
That almost wouldn't.
It's just a different movie. I mean, he did do Dune, so like it's not completely out of.
Yes, Dune is completely freaking psychotic. Dude, there's a scene where Kyle MacLachlan, like, I told you, like, the thing that always kills me is the inner monologues they have.
Uh-huh.
And my favorite inner monologue is just when Kyle MacLachlan first encounters Spice.
Uh-huh.
And he's like, Spice. That's it. He like
like,
walks
yeah.
in, he's like,
Yeah,
Spice.
this shit goes.
Yeah, oh god. I mean, like, no, like, you're like, yeah, that movie's totally insane.
But you know, it's big budget sci-fi.
I think you gotta be
Force.
careful. The Force.
The Force.
Yeah, you gotta be careful how much money you give to David Lynch, I think.
We gotta rein him in. That's his.
Yeah,
He's best when reined in, I think.
I think so too. You ever try watching Mulholland Drive? That thing is a freaking.
I think it's pretty good.
You like Mulholland Drive?
Yeah.
Maybe
It's a little hard to. It's a little much. It can be. I think it asks a lot of the viewer. It's not easy watching. If that makes sense.
It is not easy watching.
It's not easy watching.
Yeah.
It's a lot of. Asks a lot
Wait.
of a viewer.
Wait. What? That's like what I say throughout most of
Wait.
Mulholland Drive. Wait. What's happening?
Beastmen are the Skaven.
Yeah.
What?
Beastmen are the new.
Skaven
Yeah.
are the new Beastmen? What?
What
What the hell?
What is happening with ads? Did we accidentally set our
Adds
ads?
to adds to the
aggressive?
max. Yeah.
Yeah, that's a setting, people at home.
We set ours to minimum.
We set
but apparently
yeah,
they're
ours
like
it's called conservative, but then there's this one called aggressive. It feels like it's aggressive today.
We said it. Maybe we messed up with one of the settings.
Yeah.
Sorry for all the ads. We don't know why they're happening so often.
I'm defeating most of them. I'm stopping most of them.
Take that, you.
Yeah. Hey, listen, we wanted to talk about the giveaway today, right?
Yes. Hey, if you're watching, we're doing a giveaway on Sunday.
We are.
On Sunday.
Yeah. There it is. You were in here with Meg when this was being discussed.
Yes.
Do we know how this is working yet?
Yes. So, Sunday stream. We'll give the specific details during the stream, but if you want to enter to win the Scaventide box, which was our stretch goal, show up to the stream. We'll give out the details. Basically, though, the way it's going to work is we're going to have you put in a keyword after the stream, and but only members can qualify. Anyone can watch the stream, obviously, and anyone can talk in the stream, obviously. But if you want to enter, only you have to be a member.
Member or subscriber?
Member. For members only. The members helped us get to our goal, so the members are the only ones who can win. So if you want to enter into this to potentially win this Scaventide box, you have to become a member, which is, like, as we mentioned, pretty good deal.
Yeah.
But anyway, be there Sunday. We're going to give this box away. It's going to be fun. What are we painting Sunday? Do you know?
No.
No? Okay. All right.
I do not know.
What time is it Australian?
Not great.
No, so I think it's post
it's
stream.
after the stream.
It's post stream.
So kind of early morning. So you guys are in general are like -5 hours from us, I think. Migs,
International.
and then plus 24. So I think that would be like 7 a.m., 8 a.m., something like that Monday. For them, yeah.
Would it be that far ahead? Yeah.
Yeah, they're like 24 hours, -5 plus 24 is like the best way to do it, yeah.
Yeah. It's going to be post-stream. But show up to the stream so that we can give you the exact details. And yes, it's international. We've been forced to give away more than one thing to Polychrome, who was not from the U.S.
Yeah. This is barely from this planet. It's like, we mean that in
a good way.
In a loving way. Okay. Saul Rothman, thank you. Lab Mandrill, member for 11 months. We appreciate the ongoing support. You guys do get these free monthly super chats for being a member.
Yeah.
At least being a Mandrill. I don't know if you get them for being a lab rat. Saul says, hey guys, I have this free thing to use, so why not use it? Yes, please, everybody use it. In AOS, what 3 armies see the least representation, and why do you think that is? This is a very good question.
Caradron Overlords, because they're steampunk.
Do you think KO is one of the ones that like what do you...
Beasts of Chaos, because they're gone.
Beasts of Chaos, no, they're out. Don't count them. What armies...
I mean, before it would have been Beasts of Chaos.
Beasts of Chaos are up there, for sure. Yeah. What else do you think is up there? Like, you're relatively new, but like, we have a lot of armies here.
Yeah.
And then we see other channels battle reports.
Yeah.
You haven't gone to like a big event yet, but for AOS. But I'm kind of trying to think what I don't see.
Slaanesh.
Yeah, that's true. In all my competitive Sigmar career of 3 years, going to about 5 or 6 events a year, playing around 5 games.
Yeah.
So that's over 100 games probably of competitive Sigmar. I've played Slaanesh 1 time.
Yeah. So Slaanesh, I feel like KO are divisive, but probably one of the least popular. I feel that's a gut feeling, but I feel like there's enough people that are just like, oh, I'm super into steampunk dwarves.
Yeah.
That there might be more than I imagine.
Yeah, I think a lot of people with KO, like, it does attract people who are just like, oh, wow, that's what I want to do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Elijah saying Deepkin.
I've seen Deepkin a lot.
I feel like Deepkin is in the kind of the same thing. It's like, oh, cool, sea animals. Like,
yeah, I've seen Deepkin a lot. I've played against Deepkin a lot. I've seen Deepkin a lot. I've played Deepkin. But, you know, a lot of this is personal.
Yeah.
Is personal. For me, I do think probably Hedonites would be one. I've played Khorne a number of times. I've played Nurgle quite a bit.
Yeah.
I actually haven't played Disciples of Tzeentch too often, but I have more than once.
I mean, the thing I would say is like, okay, what armies don't have any crossover with Warhammer Fantasy, and aren't obviously like Stormcast because they're in every box set.
Right.
Man, it's such a shame about Beasts of Chaos. I mean, we were legitimately talking about starting a Beasts of Chaos army, and it's just like, it's not worth it now.
No.
And yeah, Sean, you're right. They do have one more year to play, but it's like, I don't want to invest now. It's going to take me over a year to paint it.
Honestly, I was very reluctant to deal with these guys.
Yeah.
For this reason, these little
Dispossessed
stores. I will not be say if they do not. Yeah, it's crazy.
Dude, what is all these ads?
I don't know. I will not be surprised if they do not make it into the city's book.
Yeah.
When it comes,
or at least new sculpts, or a new version of them, right?
Certainly, I don't think that. I mean, I think when they come back out, they'll come out as their own force.
Yeah.
They'll be a dispossessed, force. Yeah, I'm trying to go down order. So in order for me, the two armies I feel like I've encountered the least, and I have seen the least, had the least interactions with. There are two. One of them is sort of weird for me to say is Daughters of Cain. I play Daughters of Cain.
I was going to say Daughters of Cain. I don't see them much outside of, obviously you play them. But.
Outside of me, yeah. Even in Old Town Throwdown, I was just looking at the list, there's one person bringing them. So Daughters of Cain are one, which I also don't know why. It's a super cool army.
Yeah.
But one reason I think might be why, and I did this, is I had to paint 60 Witch Elves.
Yeah.
Like, it's a lot. And they're not, like, actually, these guys, pretty easy.
Yeah. Comparatively.
Yeah. The Witch Elves are tiny. You absolutely, I would not recommend the army without an airbrush. I hate to say it, but yeah, absolutely want an airbrush for that. The other army I don't really encounter. Oh, and yeah, then how often have I played Daughters of Cain? I've played Daughters of Cain against somebody else running Daughters of Cain twice. In 3 years, 2 times.
Yeah.
Hedonites was one. Second army that was one is Fire Slayers.
Yeah, which is weird because I feel like Fire Slayers it's just not a big enough range, and all the models are too similar. I think.
There's a number of things happening in the range right now that make people not want to play it. But I will say 100% for sure, I am quite sure that army will be getting. It's not going anywhere.
No.
It's not getting Beast of Chaos. It's sticking around, and I'm sure it's going to be getting cool new sculpts.
Yeah.
We saw the Warcry band, or the Underworld. Yeah, the Warcry band is so cool looking.
Yeah.
We were like, well, what can you do? They're all chubby white dwarves with red hair. And then we saw what they could do.
Yeah,
We're like, oh, wow.
That's it.
That's it. Yeah.
I think that's the one that they've had to like revisit, right? I mean, you even look at their lore and they're like, oh, it's a very patriarchal society. It's all dudes, or not all dudes, obviously, but like it's a very dude-ruled. And then they adjusted and said, all right, fine. Here's a Fire Slayer queen.
Yeah, no.
It's like, that's cool, and it's a sick model.
Yeah, it's a sick model, and she has a specific role, and that's kind of cool. They're like, oh, the females have like this role in society, so which makes sense. They are like a traditional society where everybody has a role.
Yeah,
and that feels very dwarf-like, right?
Yeah.
I those would be my 2 order picks. In Chaos, for sure, it was Beasts and Hedonites.
Yeah. Which is insane for Hedonites because the model range is so good. I think Slaanesh is always just kind of the least popular of the Chaos gods, though. Chaos aligned, no matter what it is, 40k or...
Yeah, I think...
Except for Heresy. Emperor's Children are super popular.
Super popular. I don't know. Yeah. And then, let's see, Destruction.
So, I was going to say, I actually feel like I don't see that many Iron Jaws.
No, but you will be.
Yeah.
They've been... The problem is they kind of have... They've had this problem for a very long time where, quite frankly, they're just not good. And in particular, they're not good at what you want them to be good at. Which is running and smashing.
Yeah.
For sure, though, I can tell you firsthand data experience. We haven't run these 2 armies on our channel yet, and we will be.
Yep.
Because we don't care. If we like them, we're going to run them. Fire Slayers and Gargants, when I was at Titans, those games did the worst.
Yeah.
Gargants, you would actively have people. There's one guy that actively, like, wished us harm. And I'm kind of not joking. Not harm, but like actively hated it.
Yeah.
And I'll never forget that. Anytime we played them, which it was one of Bridger's favorite armies to play, so we played them often.
Yeah.
We played them once at least every 2 months. Every time we did it, this guy inevitably showed up in the comments the next day and was just like,
Don't play
you guys
this.
need to go to hell. like more or less, just like so angry about it. Yeah, Gargants are super fun to play against. They're pretty fun to play. I don't know what the deal. I don't know what the hate is. I've never personally gone it.
Yeah.
But even like there was a thing on Reddit about 18 months ago, like what armies do you like, and it was like ranked, or who was playing them or something like that. And Gargants and Fireslayers were like 1 and 2 least popular.
Yeah.
So that's a bummer, but I honestly, yeah, probably if I had to give an answer, Saul, yeah, it would absolutely be Gargants, Fireslayers, Hedonites. I feel like those three are the most forgotten about.
Yeah.
Yeah. Hey, we have fan stuff.
Oh, we do.
And we need to do it because like the stream's
Run
almost
out
over.
of time.
Yeah. Here we go. Let's do fan
Do
stuff.
it quick.
We love
I love
this. Okay, now, right out of the gate.
Ravanax, Nash, and Jash.
Oh my gosh, who was this? We were just talking about this.
Umi.
Umi, that's right. This is Umi, one of our mods. Yeah, Umi painted a bunch of stuff, and he posted pictures of Stormcast that he painted up.
Very nice.
Very nice.
Yeah, Umi. I seen Umi comment in one of the games saying like, yeah, good choice on the primal lore.
Yeah.
I agree. Primal lore, maybe not the best. It's no.
I think it's up there. Yeah.
It's up there though. It's quite good.
Yeah, it looks good, Umi. Nice brushwork, dry brushing stuff going on here. Love the color choices.
Very nice.
Nice teeth, looking good. This is
That's
This is
Be'lakor.
another weird kind of thing. It says there's only 5 fan stuffs. That's weird.
Yeah, that's not
We'll
right.
have an extra big fan stuff on Sunday, guys. I don't know why it says there's only 5. I loaded. What is this? 10? Yeah, I loaded
that's
10.
weird.
We'll see who we get. Okay, this is Bond.
Okay. Cool.
Bond painting is Be'lakor here, looking cool. Love
I've
the
also
wings.
got a Be'lakor in the works, and I'm loving these wings. I may steal that.
Yeah,
I like
these
the
are good.
purple. I like the purple wings.
Yeah, they're good wings. You liking the Be'lakor model so far? Have you done anything with it yet?
I haven't. It's still in the box.
Okay.
I'm just going to so I have some alternate builds for my slaves to
Sure.
darkness.
Yeah. Very nice. Good work, Bond. I like the color choices you've made here on this thing.
Yeah, it's great.
If I'm in particular, if I'm honest, it's my favorite part of it. I like the wings a lot.
Yeah, the wings are.
Yeah, and
Sick.
honestly, the Be'lakor model is just such a cool model.
Yeah, it's pretty good.
Again, like we've said before, yes, our fans are great painters, but we the sculptors aren't watching for sure. But we sometimes forget that part of what makes a model so cool is just how cool the model is.
Yeah.
Be'lakor is one of the best, I think.
He's up there.
Okay, this is Chef.
Sigvald the Magnificent.
Sigvald.
Speaking of Hedonites.
Speaking of Hedonites, yeah, totally. Looking good, Chef.
Yeah, looking great. Love me some Sigvald.
Yeah, never played against this guy. Don't know what he does.
I imagine he's quite. He's probably a good character killer, but I don't actually know, because, again, we've never played against.
Right, that should be his thing, I guess.
Yeah. Meg and I keep talking about we're going to start this army at some point, and it's maybe closer
Oh yeah.
to getting started than it ever was.
One thing I will say, it got kind of a bad reception. It's turning out to not be that bad of an army, though.
I'm sure you
think-
can make it work. Right?
I think the War Scrolls had held a lot of surprises.
Yeah.
Which did not get previewed, right? Yes. But Chef, nice work.
Great work.
I like the base actually. I like this blue.
Oh yeah, that blue. The blue working against the pink, very good. Good choice.
This is Midgar.
Oh, very nice.
Yeah. Midgar is working on Seraphon here. Yeah, I like the color choices here on this guy. I like the skin color on the Carnosaur.
Yeah, that like red.
Pinkish.
Pinky red. Really nice.
Yeah. Nice work, Midgar. Loving this.
Nice contrast with the blue as
Now,
well.
Midgar, I will say, I'm going to call Midgar out.
Oh.
He's new. And, I want to call people out. Wait, who else
You're
was the
calling
other
out.
person?
Oh, God. Everyone's getting called out.
Yeah, I'm calling out a few fans who have posted in work in progress finished, not work in progress, in finished, but the base isn't done.
For
So,
shame.
Yeah. Anyway, Midgar, in all seriousness, model is looking great. Yes, I do want to see it with the base though. Also, this was Mini Mauler with some more of the terrain that comes with Scaventide.
Very nice.
I'm still not sure what I want to do with my Scaventide.
Yeah, we should probably paint and build it. I imagine.
Yeah, but like, we don't have a Skaven board.
Well, we gotta do that. We gotta make one then.
And then, like, is that what we want? The Skaven board is
we can
like,
absolutely use parts of it. I think you and I had already talked about what we want for a Skaven board, so.
yeah, I guess we could use some of this for that.
Yeah.
Yeah, we got to figure out. My big issue is it kind of, like, I've been through this before with chat, but in case you missed it before and you're wondering what the hell is this psycho talking about, this train is super cool. It is, and you're supposed to use this for Spearhead.
Yeah.
And that's kind of like, I think their goal for it. But let's say you want to try and make a bigger board out of this. What kind of board exactly are you making? Like, is it because
It's
only
like
these
Sigmar ruins.
Yeah, but only these people have only these pieces.
These people.
Only these pieces have been vandalized by the Skaven.
Yeah, I imagine you mix it in because it's the same style as the other Sigmar. There's other Sigmar terrain that's similar to this, right? Like,
Absolutely, but not vandalized by Skaven.
well, you just do that. That's only partially vandalized. They can't vandalize it all in one go.
This guy's never vandalized anything before.
They're mid vandalizing.
Yeah, you're seeing this mid vandalizing. I like that concept. Okay, cool. Yeah, moving on. Is that the last one? Oh, that's so weird. I don't know what happened to the other
Yeah,
five.
we had a bunch more.
That's okay. I have them in a folder. I'm not going to tell you who you are, where we didn't get to see your work.
But tune in Sunday.
But tune in Sunday. You still won't know who's who. Also, we started 9 minutes late, so we'll go a little bit.
We'll go a little bit longer.
We'll
Okay.
go a little bit longer.
I can just tell people what I'm doing. I guess I can show them.
No, let's take a look.
All right, I'm doing a little bit of panel line. You cannot see it. Panel lining because there's like this. Look at this thing, the grates on the floor. Ooh. This takes to panel lining very well. There we go. This goes right in those recesses, of which there are many.
I will say, I'm going to reiterate, these dwarves have been
Quite
wildly enjoyable to paint.
Oh. Are you dwarf pilled now?
What?
You gonna paint dwarves now?
I mean, I've got to paint 22 dwarves.
Oh.
Plus a cannon the Ironweld cannon that we made a dwarf version of.
Oh, you put dwarves on it?
That's what we did Sunday, yeah. Brett, there was a cannon. The dwarves had a cannon, like, used to or whatever.
Yeah.
And Brett basically bought that and then, like, some extra, like, random dwarves that Brett's had. And so we made I'll show it to you after the stream. Yeah.
Oh. Look at that. Look at all that enamel. So you see the deck is a little bit darker now.
All right, here, I'm going to pass some dwarves to you and show you where I'm at.
Okay.
As you can show chat, Cire.
Yeah.
And I'm going to talk about each one a little bit.
Okay.
And pretty quickly. And then I'm going to show you the stupid one. And this is because these are from that era where that happens.
Yeah, where there's a...
Okay.
It's mostly good except for the one bad.
I think this guy might be kind of like furthest along. You can tell what's going on. So he needs... You take a look at him, but it's good progress in about an hour. So the face on his shield is going to get, I think, turned to bronze.
Ooh.
Or silver. I'm not sure yet. Also, the shield rim won't stay yellow. That'll get metallic. But the red is kind of the red we're going for. The skin tone needs to be brought up a bit on these guys. And the metallic also needs to be brought up a bit on these guys.
Oh.
And that's kind of, other than maybe like if there's any cleanup or things to get picked out, that's kind of what we're going for. We bought a bunch of these are actually called like dwarf warriors. We bought like random, that guy's got a shield and an axe. This guy has a double-handed axe. I'm going to be keeping the beards mostly the same colors.
Grayish white.
Yeah. Here's this guy. Again, skin tone will come up a bit on some of these anyway. We will vary the skin tone a little bit.
Yeah. Keep
But
it interesting.
But I want and that little yellow dot on his helmet's going to be red.
Okay.
Just so he has something red on him. Otherwise, this guy doesn't actually have anything red.
These guys are tiny.
On him. They are tiny. I need to finish up that bag. That's him. Okay, here's the guy with the horn helmet. He's pretty cool.
Oh, big fan of that.
Yeah, this guy. I like this guy. Again, this pretty. 4 of these guys got about this far along.
I believe in you. You can focus, camera.
It might be too close.
Too zoomed?
Yeah, I don't know. Although, like, were the other ones that far away?
Yeah, they were.
There he is. Yeah. So, that's not the right base size, Mars. I typically paint things on larger bases like this, and then I will pop him off and put him on the right size base. I can actually put one of these on the right size. I have some bases here. I can show you what they'll look like on the base. This guy's coming out good. So there he's got like the red underneath his lair. I need to do some cleanup on the inside of the cape there. His horns. This guy actually has a cape also, in case you can't tell. Yeah. There it is. I might clean that up a little bit, do a little highlight. Not too much work because, again, they're stupid little dwarves and they're probably not even going to be
in the game anymore.
Play in the game pretty soon. This is the dumb model. Look at this guy. Very monopose. And we have like 2 of these. I just like, he's monopose. His beard kind of blends into his arms. He's been kind of the hardest one to paint and make look good. I don't really like what's going on with his helmet.
Hands way too big.
Hands weird. Why the little helmet nub horns? The back. Let me go to the back for a second. It's fine. He's got actually the pouch helps. I hate this metal stuff going on here though. The Skull Pass Sergeant, Battle for Skull Pass is. I thought it's. Yeah, very soft sculpts is a word. Yeah, we have like 2 of these guys, and I really hate them. I actually might. So Bryce gave us like a few more than we needed, and I'm gonna return the ones we don't need to Bryce. But I might just like quick. I think I primed 2 of these guys. I might take one of the other ones because I really hate this guy. Yeah.
Beep beep.
There we go. Actually, let me have these guys back. Sorry, I'll put one on the base. So
okay.
Check in.
Here, while you're doing that, I'll throw this this on so that people can get an idea of where this is gonna go. There we go. This is hold on. So because I'm doing a little bit of Dune inspired ship, I'm gonna leave the. This is supposed to be attached by wires, but I'm going to leave them off so it kind of looks like it's floating. See? There we go. It's coming together.
Yeah, and what color is that going to be?
So it's going to be this with I'm going to put a sand wash over it.
Okay.
So it's just going to get a little bit more brown, a little bit more tan. There it is. Beep beep. I don't think that's the sound it makes, but maybe it does. Who knows?
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm excited. And there's dwarves on the deck too, right? There'll be the little.
I'm not going to put all of them. Because I feel like it makes it a little busy. I'm going to keep it a little more.
Yeah, stark.
Yeah.
I think
it's going to be the driver and
that.
like 1 or 2 guys.
If you need a reminder, our Cities Armies has a cobblestone base.
Yeah.
That's ultimately what these guys will look like. I also need to do his boots. So this guy needs his boots and his horn and a couple other things. But there's kind of the cobblestone base if you want to. Yeah, that's
visualize.
Yeah, too small of a base, huh, folks? Needs to be on a 28.5 probably. Yeah. But them's the rules.
Them's the breaks.
Them's
the dwarves.
Yeah. Cool.
Sweet.
How are you feeling, Cire?
Good. So here, I'm going to show off a little bit of that true metallic metal a little bit more. Now that we have something matte here, you can kind of see how bright this thing actually is. The brightest bright, right? An actual matte, and then how dark it is below, right?
Yeah.
There's still some shine, if you can compare it to the actual tan up here, right? We have some real built-in highlights, like on the spaces I mentioned on the doors, like right, no matter where you move, it's still highlighted.
Yeah.
Front of the cannon, the sides are much darker, the bottom is actually really dark.
Oh, cool. I'm sure there's a guy manning the cannon, right?
Oh, yeah.
That'll be cool.
Right? Still have some of those bright spots, so like, see, this is still bright, even though technically it probably should be dark, but whatever.
Yeah.
Yeah, there we go.
That's awesome. I'm so excited to see this army come to completion.
Yeah.
Nice. Okay, a couple last things. Allow us, please, once more to plug our new merch, new round of shirts. We're doing a new round of shirts. I like this one right in front of me right now, or I guess this one.
This one's nice.
I already have a hoodie.
I don't.
You don't have a hoodie yet?
Oh, this one's nice. It's nice and fitted.
Yeah.
Still, this one's my favorite.
That one? Yeah, that's a good one. There's a site.
There's the site. It's on Etsy.
Get your pre-order in, please. In the next few weeks, we'll be plugging these a lot. I forget when Meg said it was, but it's like halfway through August or something. It's not that long where we do this. So we get an order, and then we do the order, and then that's it. We sometimes get extra, or last time anyway, we got a few extra shirts that we then do sell.
Yeah.
But if you really want to make sure you get your exact size, exactly the color and everything you want, you gotta
get in early. It helps us. It makes things smoother for us as well. So
yeah. Fantastic. Be here Sunday.
Yeah. For the giveaway.
Did we do everything, Saray?
Yes.
I think we mostly got everything done. Cool.
All right.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Oh, we have monthly challenge stuff, but July's about to wrap up. So get your crawling for it entry in. Yeah, we should.
Here, do a quick one.
Quick one for that. Make sure today's the last day.
Yep.
So I knew I was forgetting something. Any last minute things you want to get in for crowing for it, today is the day. Make sure you include the hashtag crowing for it in the post of your picture.
In the Discord.
In our Discord. Thank you, sir. Yeah, absolutely. The theme is there's a prize. You want to do it. There's prizes. It's good. Okay, the theme has been heat. For July. It's been a hot July.
It's been hot as hell.
The end of the month. There will be a new one next
month, starting tomorrow.
Starting tomorrow. Yeah. So and we'll have a winner soon for this month. Okay. I think we did it. Shirts are back. There they are.
Hey.
Anything else, Ray?
Oh, we're good.
Yeah. Okay. Awesome. As we like to say, be kind to each other. Oh, you know what?
Gotta do that.
Mandrills.
Yeah.
Yeah, we have a few new ones in here too.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know when this got updated. Did this?
I think Meg updated.
That got this is super updated.
Yeah.
It's like totally updated with people who just became Mandrills.
Thank you, Mandrills.
Yeah, thanks, Mandrills. It looks like we will not hit our goal of 69 for the month.
We will not.
But we probably will not kill Bartok. And
we'll just maim
We'll
Bartok.
maim him, maybe.
Yeah.
And we are super happy for the Mandrills we did get.
Yeah.
Which has been awesome,
yeah.
Honestly. We've gotten kind of a lot.
Yeah.
So
I think we're at 54?
Something like that?
Yeah,
so
54,
we
55?
We can't totally complain.
Yeah.
We're happy. Thank you. And as we can say, be kind to each other, be kind to yourselves, always be creating.
Bye.
See you, folks.